was in front of a jury. The jury found for me for defamation. Then there was a second count for unjust enrichment because of that defamation, that they used the defamation to enrich themselves and make millions of dollars. And the jury awarded me roughly 25% in unjust enrichment. Well, this, and we'll clarify right now, 50 is a little high. I'll read it. I've got it right in front of me. This is a motion for leave to file brief, whatever it is, AMICI CURIAE. Now that's legal jargon, of 33 media companies and organizations in support of the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals, 8th Circuit District, urging a reversal of this decision. Now, in layman's terms, what this means, they want the ability to be able to write lies about anybody. Now, it just happens I'm a pretty big public figure, so they can, and so many people out there are going to think, well, this will never affect me. I'm not a public figure like Jesse Ventura. No media is ever going to lie about me. Well, that may be true, but it's still, this is a mega thing to our freedom and to protecting ourselves from the corporate fascist takeover that we're seeing. And what they want, if this is overturned, they will then have the ability to lie about you and make profit from those lies, and you will have no way to redress or no way to be compensated for the damage they do to you. So it's going to give them free rein. It's going to set the bar so high. The bar is already high, but it's going to set the bar so high that they will be able to lie and get away with it, and there'll be nothing any individual out there can do. I fought this fight now by myself. It's 3.5 years now, Alex, and it's drained me financially. And my attorney said this could end up in the Supreme Court, because we do have the Supreme Court decision back in 1960 backing us. So if the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals rules for them, they will actually be going against a Supreme Court decision already on the books. So this could go all the way to the High Court. I'm urging people, I've never did this before really, Alex. I guess I did when I ran for governor and mayor asking for votes. And this is hard for me to do being a person like I am, but I've got to ask for help on this. I need help to fight this fight. Because the 33, I mean, it's a who's who, Alex. Let me go down the list. Could I?
Absolutely. Last night we talked, and you hadn't even seen the document yet. Just your lawyer said it was scores, and I said
the list of who it is.
They want. Before we do that, Governor, let me just explain to folks to be clear here. The major media, from the New York Times to Fox News, who are signed on to this, you're going to go over the list. They are saying they want immunity to be able to lie, just like vaccine makers want immunity. This is a license to steal, basically, people's identities. It's a license to say, I'm a bomber, or Alex Jones is a child molester, or Joe Smith's a bank robber, when we're not.
And it makes it available that they can make profit from making those statements, that they will incur a great profit. And what they're trying to do is stop you from being able to stop them from making a profit from the lies.
It's unprecedented. It is.
Oh, yes, it is. This is unprecedented.
This is big. So please break down what your top lawyer told you, the angles of this, and who's signing on to...
Well, I got the list right here. You got A&E Television Networks. We all know them from cable, A&E. Advanced Publication, Inc., American Society of News Editors, Association of Alternative News Media, the Association of American Publishers, Inc., the Authors Guild, Inc., BuzzFeed, Inc., the Center for Investigative Reporting, Inc., Cox Media Group, Inc., EW Scripps Company, First Amendment Coalition, Forbes Media, LLC, Gannett Company Incorporated, Gawker Media, Hatchet Book Group, Inc., the Hearst Corporation, Landmark Media Enterprises, the Media Law Resource Center, the Minnesota Newspaper Association. So even my own state of Minnesota stabs their governor in the back on this one. It shouldn't surprise me. They did it while I was governor, too.
Total traitors.
The Minnesota Newspaper Association, Motion Picture Association of America, MPA, the Association of Magazine Media, the National Association of Broadcasters, the National Press Photographers Association, National Public Radio, Inc., New York Media, LLC, the New York Times, Newspaper Association of America, North Jersey Media Group, Inc., Penguin Random House, LLC, the Reporters Committee for Freedom of the Press, and Time Incorporated, and Tribune Publishing Company, LLC, and the WP Company, LLC, which is the Washington Post.
They are so scared of you because you took on Goliath, you beat them, and now they're all piling in because they all tell so many lies now. Their executives have told them, go ahead and lie. They wouldn't lie as much just 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, they say outrageous lies about you and I and others constantly, and I guess they're scared we're going to start suing them, so they want the court to say they're allowed to enrich themselves off lying about people. That is incredible.
Yeah, that's what they're asking the court to do. Because they're putting it in light that this is an alternative for punitive damages, and of course you can't get punitive damage against an estate.
I wonder if they'll, I'm surprised Brian Williams isn't a signatory to this.
Anyway, though, getting back to it, Alex, I never dreamed that this would explode to the level that it has. That the entire, this is a who's who of the entire mainstream media of the United States of America.
I know it is. Former Governor Jesse Ventura, who stood up, fought the hard fight, was told it's really going to be hard to win, still did it because he was lied about. He was defamed. They said he was there happy that vets were dead when he'd been at their commencement, and he just stood up against it, and he won, and he used the American system to do it, and they're trying to overthrow our system right now. I'm going to tweet at Real Alex Jones here in a moment while Governor Ventura is speaking. Basically, that the New York Times is asking a federal court to certify that they're allowed to lie. The New York Times and others are going to court asking the government to protect them and let them lie. That's where this country's going. They want to be able to do this. Already, defamation liable, if you're a public figure especially, is just stratospherically hard to prove. This is a short 6-minute segment. Governor Ventura, I've never heard him really open it up, during the breaks I'm talking to him about this because he's brainstorming right now. He just had the idea for a defense fund today because he has expended most of his money, even though had done well. 3.5 years fighting these guys. He told me off air all they wanted in Discovery. They're trying to break him right now, and if they do this, they're going to turn the heat up lying even more. This affects everybody, just like TPP, just like the gun grab. We hang together or we hang separate. Governor, you were brainstorming a moment ago. Please share with the audience what you were sharing with me. I mean, I know it's hard for you to, you're not a proud man, but you're also, you're a humble man, but you're a private man. But go ahead, share with people what you've been through.
Well, when I went through the trial with Vince McMahon and the WWF or WWE as they are now, the appeal, when I won, the appeal happened and was finished in like 3 to 4 months. And so I inquired to my attorney, why has it been a year? I got the verdict last July, August. Why has it taken a whole year and the Court of Appeals hasn't even seen it yet? Well, apparently they filed 3 extensions, the other side, drew that out, and in the summer I learned the Court of Appeals doesn't work. They're off. So the soonest they pushed it off all the way till this fall. Well, that's a way, what they're doing, they're drawing it out, and the whole process, they've done this from day one, has been to draw it out as lengthy as they can to drain me of money. And they're succeeding to some extent because it has been a huge financial drain on me and my family. What this has caused me, the whole Kyle thing, I lost my television show, and for 2 years I could not get a job. When I finally got a job, it's a job with a foreign employer, and my income has dropped substantially, and so it's been basically almost 3 to 3.5 years of unemployment and having to pay these legal bills to get these...
That was their plan to destroy you. And people always say, we want champions, we want men that'll stand up against the enemy, we want people to take action. You're doing it. You haven't set up a P.O. box or a defense fund yet, but I wouldn't wait. Give us an address. I'm going to write a check because, you told me privately that, over the years and not having a job, that you're running out of money. That'll make them really happy. I'm not going to let them win. You took action. You've beaten them. That was one shot out of 1,000, but you had justice on your side. We've got to stand with you, Governor Ventura. This is important. I don't want you to give up, and I know you're not going to give up. And they are so upset right now. They wouldn't even say on Fox News when you won. They did new pieces basically repeating what Kyle had said against you. I mean, truly sickening.
Well, even worse than that, Bill O'Reilly brought on pundits and tried to call them legal experts, where all they did was ridicule the judge's decision, the jury's decision, and they said how wrong this was, and not one of them had sat in the courtroom and saw one speck of evidence. They were pundits. They weren't experts.
But it's asinine to say you would go to a Navy SEAL event.
Is owned by the same corporation as Fox News.
It's just crazy that they told Kyle, I guess that he could get away with this, and obviously he didn't get away with it.
I don't know. I don't know that aspect of it that much, but, and unfortunately he's dead and gone. I wish he were alive because I would have loved to have gotten him on the stand during the trial, but we didn't have that available.
Wasn't that convenient?
What's that?
Wasn't it convenient he died? Very sad.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. That happened down in Texas. You'd know more about that than I would, Alex.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was a big propaganda front for them, like Pat Tillman, and when he started going sideways, they had to make him a dead hero. Was the only way to save their myth.
But any of that. But the thing, getting back on track here, is that people don't realize what they're doing here. These conglomerate corporations, the enemy, for lack of a better term, that you and I are fighting against. They want the government to rubber stamp that they can lie, and that and if they profit from those lies, they don't have to give up any money or profit because of those lies.
It shows that they've become completely morally bankrupt at the top and are consciously trying to forge a criminal society. I want to get more into this when we come back. The overall move to attack free speech worldwide. I want to get into the shootings with you and different things that are unfolding with Jesse Ventura. I'm Alex Jones of Infowars.com. Bottom line, the God of the New World Order is lies and fraud and deceit and dominating others. And they want all of it certified and protected, so you have no way to ever bring them to justice. During the break, Jesse Ventura was talking about the fact that, hey, I'm taking on 33 Goliaths that have signed on with their hundreds of subsidiaries to an amicus brief to the court, and that means money, support, everything, to try to crush the jury decision. I wouldn't even call it an uphill fight. It's a battle. And he's gone this far. He hasn't even set up a Kickstart campaign or a P.O. box yet. Sometime next week, that'll be ready. Jesse Ventura is our guest. But this just fits the overall climate that we're in right now, where just every basic freedom is being scrapped. Jesse, I want you to put a bookend on this and make any other comments on this subject and where this is going. And then I want to move into some other subjects and get your take on that, because I know listeners want to know your view on the tragic shooting up in South Carolina, on what's happening in the economy. A lot of really ominous signs. Things are coming to a head, and classically, people in the system, the enemy, are going to the tools of totalitarianism, they think, to protect themselves, but I don't really think that's going to work too well. But, man, I tell you, the stuff we covered on your TV show, that first season on the FEMA camps and threat fusion centers, that really almost seems passé now. It was shocking at the time, but so much of this is out in the open, and I'm just stunned that they are moving this quickly. I mean, war with Russia, U.S. troops are now engaging in combat, not just training, against Russians in eastern Ukraine. Our government openly funded al-Qaeda. It's come out in the news. The 28 pages has come out that Saudi Arabia was running 9/11. Our government stood down. We're vindicated there. I don't want to be vindicated. I just want it all to stop. I mean, I can't believe they're more criminal than we even thought, is my view. I'm kind of ranting here. It's just, I've never been poleaxed. I'm getting to the point where I'm just, My mouth is hanging open.